thank you all for coming along this evening. I'm Beck from Ace Business, for those that don't know me, and we have Sarah Boyce here from Xero, has also come to share with us with some information as well. For those that don't know, toilets are out there, fire exit is that way and that way if we need it, so housekeeping is there. So in the room today we have David, one of the business partners up the back. We have Ali, we have Robin, we have Anne and Paul. Now if anyone's got any questions or any problems during the session, just reach out to one of them and they'll come sit next to you and give you a hand with anything. So shortly, I'm going to invite Sarah to speak with you about what and why STP2. What is the phase all about? And then I'm going to come back and run through a demo on how to do the changes in Xero so that you're STP2 compliant and ready when it gets switched on. At that point, I will invite you to open up your laptop so that if the best way for you to learn is to click along with me, then you can. But I'm going to move quite quickly through the session. So if you've got any questions as we go along, either reach out to one of the other staff that are in the room, or we'll do a question and answers at the end rather. I'm going to invite Sarah up to explain STP2.
Thank you, Beck. Hello everyone, my name's Sarah from Xero. I am a Partner Success Manager at Xero and I look after Ace Business as their account manager. And we support them from time to time doing events like today. So I have been at Xero for quite a while, and before that I was actually a bookkeeper and an accountant from practice. So I've been there and I've done that. Does everyone remember those red and yellow carbon PAYG summaries? So we'd have to fill in one for each employee, and it would have these magical copies behind them. So we'd write on one page and it would copy through to the others. Yep, some people are smiling, sound familiar? So we'd hand them out at the end of the year to total an employee's gross wages and their PAYG tax. Then we'd create on another different piece of paper, a PAYG summary statement. And that would be a total of all of our individual carbon paper copies, all totaled together on one that would send off to the ATO. Fast forward to today, and we now have single touch payroll. So single touch payroll is all about reporting our employee and payroll information through to the ATO electronically. So we saw phase one come out a couple of years ago, and in the 2019-20 budget, the government announced STP, or Single Touch Payroll, Phase 2. So what is Single Touch Payroll Phase 2 about? So they won't see too many changes, but essentially Single Touch Payroll Phase 2 is about reporting more detailed information because the ATO just wants more through to them so that they can see, instead of everything being bundled together in your gross wages, they want to see a breakup of what makes up the allowances, what deductions have been put through. Are you paying a director or are you paying an employee? And they also want to see the super that you're putting away and paying on behalf of those different types of employees or those contractors. So I will be around after the session today to do a bit of frequently asked questions, but also feel free to come up to me after the session to ask any questions that you have. So with Xero, we do have a deferral, and we purposely applied for that deferral to give our small businesses and our partners, bookkeepers and accountants, more time to complete the administration that's needed in their payroll software. So if you are a business that is using Xero, we have a deferral until the 31st of March. So what that means is you have until the 31st of March to update your categories within your Xero payroll settings and in your employment tabs for each employee to then finally lodge through to the last phase, which is single touch payroll. So in Xero, we do split it into steps for you. We do make it really simple, and we've got a load of resources at your hand for you to be able to use along the way. But I won't go through too much. I'll leave the best part up to Beck, who's going to take you on a tour. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Okay, so let's look at the practicalities of how we're actually going to do this in the Xero file. So to navigate there, you're going to go up to your navigation bar at the top. So we always say go to your dashboard. We start at the dashboard and we click on the payroll and we click single touch payroll. That's going to pull you into this page, and we want to go to the single touch payroll STP phase 2 area. Okay, it's going to look a little bit like this. It's going to look very much like this. Then we're going to update our employee profiles. That's going to show you how many employees you need to update. And that's where you're actually going to click on the word update. Don't just click on the orange, don't just click on the line, because that's going to take you into the employee file. You want to actually click the word update, which will then bring you into this new screen. Now, if you've entered a new employee in the last couple of months, you would have seen this screen before. If not, then you may not have seen this. So the first employee we're going to do is Charlie, and Charlie is a normal employee. He comes to work and we pay him. So we click, he's an employee, the income type. So most of your employees will be salary and wages. They are straight, standard employees. There is closely held payees. Now, if you're not sure what that means, then either you don't have any closely held payees, or you need to ask us and have a conversation. Closely held payees are for people that are using the concessions if they're business owners of that business. Say a director in the business, we may use them for that. And then working holiday makers are the non-Australians that are here on the working holiday visa, and they're coming and working for a short period of time. They're also taxed differently. So, and then we come down to the tax scale. Again, we have new additional tax details that we haven't had before. Regular is what we're most common and what we know. That's going to be, most of you will be clicking the regular button. Occasionally, you may have some horticulturalists and some shearers, or you may have actors or other entertainers that are going to do a whole heap of work and then not work for the rest of the year. Or seniors and pensioners that are on a small income. So if you have got those intricacies in your business, have a chat with us and we can help support you through that. But most of you will click regular. And then we save and continue. Back to employees, and we do it again. Those that haven't seen yet, there is Xero Me. You can invite your staff in there where they can go and pick up their own, have a look at their pay slips, download their pay slips, put in their leave requests, all of those sorts of things. I encourage you to have all of your staff invited through to Xero Me so that they can manage their own pay slips and see things themselves easily and logging through. They don't see all of your data. They just see their payroll data coming in through that Xero Me. So then we come back and we look at who else do we need to sort out. So we need to sort John Smith out. And so John Smith is a contractor. He is giving us invoices, but he works all week for us, but he runs under his own ABN. So we click the contractor button and say, yep, we're paying him on invoice, but we need to tell the ATO about this, and there is a chance that we need to pay him, or most likely we need to pay him his super through here because he is contracting just for us. So again, if you don't understand the employee versus contractor rules, get in contact with us and we will work you through them. John is a non-employee. We're not labour hiring him, we are using him. He's giving us an invoice. And therefore, on his invoice, we've got his ABN, so we pop his ABN number in here. My slide is showing tax file number. We no longer need to do that. That requirement's gone. So we'll skip past that, and we save and continue. Away we go. We continue with all of the employees. It's really important that you step through this process and do all of each process fully before you move to the next part. You can't jump around and say, oh, I'll come back to Sam later. No, we need to be moving through and doing it all sequentially. So then we're going to go and update him, and then away we move. Then we're going to say, okay, we've finished this step, we've marked it all complete, and on we go. Yes, we know that we haven't finished him. We're not. You're not. ACE clients are going to do it all in one bit. Then we're going to come to step 2, and this becomes live once we've done these other steps. So we are now going to need to replace pay items. Now we do have some handouts here at the workshop, and if anyone needs them, I can get them out to you as well. But this is where we're replacing the allowances, the bonuses, the bits and pieces, and if they're being used in the business. If you don't have anyone that you're paying a bonus for, you won't be able to do these steps because they just won't exist in your software. So don't freak out if you're like, but I don't have a bonus, I can't tick that. You tick it that yes, I've reviewed it, I'm good with that, we don't have bonuses, so you're done. So just be aware of that if you are thinking, I don't have a bonuses, that's why. So once we click on that button, it's going to take you through to this pay items area. And for example, in this example, we've got a quarterly sales bonus, so we need to click on the 3 dots and replace it because things have changed and there's more detail here. So we click on the replace, we move in, we pick the bonuses and commissions. Bonuses no longer sit in ordinary time earnings, they are now their own earnings area of bonuses and commissions. We select it and we say next. We get to review what we've changed it from and what we're changing it to. And we're done. Next. Okay. We confirm the update that we're all happy and we review it and move forward. Then we continue to do it for the others. You can see here that the inactive one is now down at the bottom, and the active one is now sitting up there. So the old one's not in your field of view to see when you're coming in regularly now. You can't accidentally pick the old one. And then we go through the process for all of those bits and pieces going through there. Okay, yes, we've looked at the allowances. There are new allowances like tool allowances and task allowances. We need to allocate them. In the past, they were just called an other allowance. We've still got car and transport and travel allowances as we did before. So we've said, yes, we've reviewed all of that and we're happy. And we mark it all as reviewed and completed. Then we get to go to step 3. So step 3 is updating the leave categories. So again, we're doing this step by step. The questions that I'm getting is often when we're trying to jump ahead, I can't change my leave ones. No, because you haven't done step 1 and step 2 first. So make sure that you're doing it as the steps are designed. Again, we click on the button. It's all a wizard. Xero have built it so that it's really simple and easy, and there are instructions on the top of each page. If something's confusing you, stop and read all of the words. Because it does actually explain everything. And as always, if you get stuck, we're here to support you. But try reading that information first. It's even we've been caught out on that. So in here, we are just selecting the new categories. So, and there are some that we may not have been using in the past, like compassionate leave. So it will highlight that as well. But again, quite simple. Annual leave, we pick to be annual leave. And it tells us what the ATO reporting category is. Xero's done all of that for us. We just say annual leave is annual leave, sick leave is sick leave, and on we go. Very simple to be able to just select the buttons. And then current leave loading will be replaced. You know, it tells you the bits, it tells you what it needs you to know. Not everybody will get this warning because not everybody has leave loading rates set and things like that. It's all about how your system was set up. Xero has always been good at letting us set it up as per the business, not just a blanket, everybody has this. So then we carefully review it all and tick the boxes. And Then we go through, keep clicking, and mark it as complete. Okay, you've assigned it all, and then we go to the next step. Now the next step is still coming soon. So I have been assured by our fearless leader, Sarah, that once this fourth step comes up, it'll be very similar to how we are currently filing the Xero, the pay runs to the ATO. We get a nice little green box and it says, do you want to send this to the ATO? And we say, yes, I'm ready to send, and we hit send. So it's nice and simple. It's not going to be something that we're going to really need to learn. It's just going to be simple and obvious to see. So there are lots of resources out there to help you with. Number one, you've got us. We've got the team here supporting you, and we're here to help you. Two, you've got your help little button in Xero that says, you know, anything you ever need to know. Xero is really good at putting together worksheets and pamphlets so that we can follow the instructions. We also have these handouts that we've got here and can email out to anybody that would like a copy as well. And as we say, reach out to us. We are here to support you. It's not big, it is big, it's not scary, and we're here to support you. So that's the most critical thing that I'd like you to remember. So, next steps. Complete your phase 2 transition for the business. Reach out if you've got anything. It's that simple, okay? So, does anyone have any questions on what we just ran through? Probably got questions, but that's okay. As I say, it's a wizard. So the idea is that you click on it and then you get the next steps. We can't until they switch on the fourth step. Right. We can do all of these processes to that point, but we just need to wait for it to be connected.
This is coming from a personal view, not from Xero.
That's where mine was going to come from.
But I think the ATO really is digging down and wanting some more information, so you know they can crack down on those people that are contractors and have ABNs but are dealing in the cash industry and not recording their income. You know, everything is becoming more connected. The people who are claiming deductions against allowances or claiming deductions against income that they're not meant to be, and things like that. So I really think it is to give them a bigger picture so they can do a better audit. That's certainly my opinion. I'm not sure if what you would say, Beck.
I believe one of the main drivers of this is to close the black market, which was an election promise of the government quite a number of years ago, and it's been working towards that. It is also to improve efficiencies within the government, which are cost saving, and that's certainly when we remember the way that payroll was done years ago with the manual triplicate copies and handing it out, and like it was a lot of work. I would not want to do that now. I wouldn't come into this job if that's what I had to do. So there are some really fantastic efficiencies through this program as well, or being STP. There's greater connectivity and conversation between different government agencies. It's not just about getting the tax, it's about protecting employees, making sure that, so Single Touch Payroll 1 has made sure that your super is reported immediately, and we have seen a higher number of super guarantee charge statements and reports from the ATO out to employers to say you haven't paid your super. They know like this. It's not reliant on waiting for an employee to say, I haven't had my super paid in 3 years. Now the ATO are on it and they're aware of it and they've put things in place to be able to collect that. So it's protecting employees as well. So I think we've got lots of different reasons for it. Protection for employees, money grabbing, closing that black market, all sorts of things. So.